Hello, my name is James Hayward and welcome back to another of my Game of Thrones reviews, this time episode 3, High Sparrow. I love the way this episode started off with Arya's storyline. It's so good to see a lot more of what she's doing. I was so amazed to see the House of Black and White. I've been waiting so long to see this. If you saw the episode then you'll know that we got to see little bits throughout, and I'm sure we'll get to see a lot more. We don't know exactly what they do yet, but a lot of it is intriguing and engaging and I can't wait to see more from it. In both my previous videos I've been saying I want to see more from Brienne and Pod, and that's exactly what we got from this episode. As you may remember from last week's episode, they ran into Littlefinger and Sansa, and it was interesting to see that they're staying on their trails, and so it looks like the storylines of Sansa, Littlefinger, Brienne and Pod will probably intersect once again, but what the outcome of that will be I have no idea. In the books, the Boltons use a fake Sansa to solidify their power on the north, but it looks like in the show that they're going to be using the real Sansa, which makes sense as Sansa's storyline is already quite interesting, and it's great to see so much more from her. We also get to see Moat Cailin, and for the first time in what seems like forever, we get to see Winterfell. They're rebuilding it. Roose Bolton and his son Ramsay are there. Littlefinger's there with Sansa, and it's interesting to see that Littlefinger doesn't really know much about Ramsay, and I think that's mostly because until recently Ramsay wasn't even a proper Bolton, and so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. In that sort of storyline there's a lot of bad stuff that happens in the book, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out on the show, and cast members themselves that have been involved in those scenes have said it's really bad, and so far this season really hasn't had that much bad stuff, so I can't wait to see what happens next with that. Once again in Game of Thrones we go north to the Wall where Jon Snow is now Lord Commander. He's dealing with Stannis, he's dealing with the wildlings, and he's dealing with his own men. You can really feel the tension in those scenes between the people who like Jon Snow and the people such as Lannister and Jon Slint, who don't really think much of Jon Snow. And Jon Snow is trying to do his duty to reconcile everyone and get everyone together as brothers of the Night's Watch, but Jon Slint is just not having it. Now I would say that I feel sorry for Jon Slint at this stage, but he did betray Ned Stark in Series 1. So for a lot of fans of Game of Thrones, including myself, I think he finally got what was coming to him. The fact that Jon Snow passes the sentence and chops off Jon Slint's head himself, and really does show that he took the lessons his father taught him to heart. We finally get to see the High Sparrow in this episode, we get to see a lot of new things. We really see Cersei Lannister starting to lose control in this episode, and while I don't particularly like Cersei Lannister that much, and I do like Marjorie, I found that I liked Marjorie a little bit less in those scenes. High Sparrow was interesting, I can't wait to see more from him, and it's just a shame we didn't see any Dawn or anywhere else in this episode. My name is James Hayward, thank you for watching, goodbye.